Does speaking English to yourself improve my English? Part 1. Learning a new language can be difficult, but it can also be very fun. English is one of the most spoken languages in the world. Many people want to speak English well. There are many ways to learn English. You can take classes, watch movies, listen to music, read books, and talk with other people. But one very useful way to improve your English is to speak English to yourself. This method may sound strange at first, but it is very helpful. Speaking to yourself can make you more confident and help you remember new words and sentences. When you speak English to yourself, you practice without fear. Some people feel shy when they talk to others in English. They worry about making mistakes. But when you talk alone, you can speak freely. You can make mistakes and correct them yourself. This is very important for learning. Mistakes are not bad. Mistakes help you learn. If you never make mistakes, you never improve. Speaking to yourself is like a safe space where you can practice every day. Another reason speaking to yourself is useful is that it helps your brain remember words and phrases. When you read a word in a book, you may understand it. But understanding is not enough to speak well. You need to practice. Speaking out loud makes your brain remember better than only reading or listening. For example, if you learn the word apple, you can say, I like apples. I eat an apple every day. This way, you use the word in a sentence, and your brain remembers it better. The same is true for phrases and sentences. If you repeat sentences to yourself, you will remember them more easily. Speaking to yourself also improves your pronunciation. English pronunciation can be difficult because some words are different from how they look. When you speak to yourself, you can focus on the sounds of the words. You can repeat difficult words many times. For example, words like thought, through, or comfortable can be hard at first. But if you say them slowly and clearly to yourself every day, you can learn the correct pronunciation. Over time, your mouth and tongue will get used to the sounds. This will help you speak more clearly to other people. You can also practice complete conversations alone. Imagine you are in a shop or a restaurant. You can practice asking questions and answering them. For example, you can say, hello, how are you? Or, can I have a coffee, please? Then you can answer yourself, I am fine, thank you, or, yes, here is your coffee. This practice helps you feel ready for real conversations. When you speak alone, you can take your time. You do not need to worry about others. You can repeat the same conversation many times. Each time you practice, you feel more confident. Finally, speaking English to yourself is very flexible. You do not need a teacher, a class, or other people. You can practice anywhere, anytime. You can practice in your room, on the bus, or while walking. You can practice for 5 minutes or 1 hour. It is easy to fit into your daily routine. Consistency is very important. If you speak a little every day, your English will improve faster. The key is to make it a habit. Speaking English every day, even alone, can be very powerful for learning. In conclusion, speaking English to yourself is a very useful method. It helps you practice without fear, remember words and sentences, improve pronunciation, and prepare for real conversations. It is flexible and easy to do every day. Many learners around the world use this method. It may feel strange at first, but the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. If you want to improve your English, speaking to yourself is a simple but effective way. Remember, learning a language is a journey. Every small step, like speaking to yourself for a few minutes, is important. With practice, patience, and persistence, your English can improve quickly. Part 2. Speaking English to yourself is not only about practicing words. It is also about thinking in English. Many learners first translate everything from their native language. This is normal at the beginning. But if you want to speak fluently, you need to think directly in English. Speaking to yourself helps you do this. When you speak alone, you can try to form sentences in English without translating. For example, if you see a cat, you can say, "The cat is black." "The cat is small." "The cat is sleeping." You are creating sentences in English in your mind. This is a very important skill. Thinking in English makes real conversations easier. Another benefit is improving your listening and speaking together. When you talk to yourself, you can read aloud. Reading aloud combines reading and speaking practice. You can read short texts, dialogues, or stories. Then, you can repeat the sentences with correct pronunciation. This helps your brain connect listening, speaking, and reading skills. Over time, your listening improves because your brain learns the sounds of English words. You become more familiar with rhythm, stress, and intonation in English sentences. This is very important for natural English. You can also use speaking to yourself to learn new grammar. Grammar can be difficult, but practice makes it easier. For example, you can practice simple sentences. I like apples. She likes apples. They like apples. You can repeat these sentences aloud many times. You can also practice questions. Do you like apples? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Speaking alone gives you time to think about the structure of sentences. You can make mistakes and correct them without pressure. Over time, correct grammar becomes natural. Daily situations are great for practice. You can imagine real-life scenarios and speak to yourself. For example, you can practice ordering food, asking directions, talking on the phone, or making small talk with friends. You can create small dialogues like this. Excuse me, where is the bus stop? The bus stop is near the bank. You answer yourself. Thank you. How much is the ticket? This way, you prepare for real-life conversations. Repeating these dialogues often makes you ready for actual situations. Finally, speaking to yourself helps your confidence. Many learners feel nervous speaking English with others. They worry about mistakes or pronunciation. But practicing alone helps reduce fear. You can try new words, new phrases, and new sentences without worry. You can record yourself if you want. Listening to your voice helps you understand what you need to improve. Each time you practice, you feel more comfortable speaking. Confidence grows with practice. Speaking English to yourself is a step to become a better English speaker every day. Part 3. A very useful way to speak English alone is to describe your day. You can talk about what you did in the morning, afternoon, or evening. For example, you can say, I woke up at 7 o'clock. I had breakfast. I went to school. I studied English. You can continue describing your day. This helps you practice everyday vocabulary and verbs. It also helps you remember how to use past, present, and future tenses. The more you describe your day, the better you become at speaking in complete sentences. Another method is to ask yourself questions and answer them. This is very effective. For example, you can ask, what is your favorite food? Then answer, my favorite food is pizza. I like pizza because it is tasty. You can ask about hobbies, family, school, or work. Questions and answers help you practice thinking in English and forming complete sentences. You can also practice short answers. Yes, I like it. No, I don't like it. Over time, your mind will start giving answers in English automatically. Storytelling is another great exercise. You can make up short stories and speak them aloud. For example, once upon a time, there was a small dog. The dog was very happy. He liked to play in the garden. You can add more sentences and create a small story. Storytelling helps your imagination in English. It also helps you connect words and sentences naturally. The more you tell stories to yourself, the more confident you become in speaking fluently. You can also practice conversations from movies, songs, or books. Repeat the sentences aloud. Pretend you are a character. This helps you speak naturally. You can practice emotions too. For example, happy, sad, angry, or surprised sentences. Emotions make your speaking more real. It also helps you remember words and expressions better. Finally, it is important to make speaking a habit. You can practice 5 or 10 minutes every day. Consistency is more important than time. Short daily practice is better than long practice once a week. Speaking every day helps your brain remember words, sentences, and grammar. Over time, English becomes easier. Speaking English to yourself is a simple, free, and very effective way to improve your skills. Part 4. Speaking English alone also helps you learn new vocabulary. When you learn a new word, you can say it aloud many times. You can make sentences with it. I bought a new book. The book is very interesting. You can also use synonyms and similar words. I like the book. The book is nice. The book is good. Repeating words and sentences helps you remember them longer. You can also write words and speak them aloud at the same time. This way, your reading, writing, and speaking improve together. Talking about your feelings is another great method. You can say, I am happy today. I am tired. I am excited about my trip. Talking about emotions helps you learn useful words. It also helps you express yourself better. Expressing feelings in English makes real conversations easier. You can practice saying feelings slowly at first. Then you can make longer sentences. Over time, talking about your feelings in English becomes natural. You can also practice speaking while doing other activities. For example, when cooking, you can describe what you are doing. I am cutting onions. I am boiling water. I am making tea. This helps you practice words for daily activities. When walking, you can describe things you see. The car is red. The tree is big. The dog is running. Talking to yourself in daily life is very practical. It helps you connect English with real life. Another useful idea is to use questions about the future. For example, what will I do tomorrow? Then answer yourself. I will go to school. I will study English. I will meet my friend. Practicing future tense is easier when you talk about your own plans. You can also talk about hopes and dreams. I want to travel. I want to learn English. I want to read a book. Future sentences are useful for speaking naturally in conversations. Finally, speaking to yourself is a form of motivation. When you see progress, you feel proud. You feel confident to speak English with others. Even if it is only 5 minutes a day, this practice is powerful. It is free, flexible, and very effective. Many successful learners practice speaking alone every day. It is a small habit with big results. The more you speak, the better your English becomes. Part 5. The last part is about combining all the skills together. When you speak English alone, you can mix vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and conversation practice. For example, you can describe your day, ask and answer questions, tell a story, and express feelings all in one session. This is a complete practice. The more you mix different exercises, the stronger your skills become. Recording yourself is also very helpful. You can listen to your voice and hear mistakes. For example, you may notice pronunciation errors or grammar mistakes. Then you can practice again and improve. Recording helps you track progress. Over time, you will see that you speak more clearly, confidently, and fluently. Another tip is to use simple English first. Do not worry about difficult words or long sentences. Start with small sentences. I am happy. I like music. I eat breakfast. After some time, you can make longer and more complex sentences. Step by step, your English grows. Speaking to yourself allows this learning at your own pace. Consistency is key. Practicing a little every day is more effective than practicing a lot once a week. 5 or 10 minutes every day is enough. You can practice while walking, cooking, cleaning, or before sleeping. The important thing is to make it a habit. Habit and repetition are the most important parts of learning a language. Finally, speaking English alone helps you become independent. You do not need a teacher or a partner every time. You can practice whenever you want. This independence makes learning faster. It also builds confidence. You learn to trust yourself and your English skills. Over time, speaking English alone will help you speak with others naturally and confidently. In conclusion, speaking English to yourself is a very effective method. It helps you practice words, grammar, pronunciation, and conversation. It improves your confidence and fluency. It is free, flexible, and easy to do every day. Many learners around the world use this method and see great results. The key is practice, consistency, and patience. Speaking to yourself may feel strange at first, but it is a powerful tool for learning English. Every minute you spend practicing alone is a step closer to speaking English fluently.